Hi and welcome back. So this is the video where we're going to go through what your customer sees and how the user interface works on the customer side. And if we have time, we'll kind of go into the admin section and show you kind of how it tells you about your business. We'll go through the notifications that your customer gets and the notifications that you get. So, okay, we're here on my husband's website. It's one of his websites. And I'm just using it to add some charter products. So you can see that I've already added one. It is the morning half day. He's also running just an out-of-the-box 2020 standard WordPress theme. And there's nothing special really about the styling. It's pretty much just the way that it comes. So this is a morning half day I've already created. I want to show you how it works, and then we'll go back into the back end and add the afternoon half day so you can see how easy it is and how it works. I've also reserved one charter. So this is the charter page, and there's a slideshow and pretty pictures. Okay, yeah, I want to go on the sale. So now there are many different ways for your customer to navigate this thing. So almost anything they try to do is going to work. If you try to go forward into the month, it's going to show you the month here. If you forward days here and back days, if you click the number on the calendar, if it's available, it'll take you to that day. For now, what I want to do is I want to go back to tomorrow, which is the first available day for the morning half day, because it's actually already over by now for today, and show you that this is showing your customer everything they need to know to book the charter. So it is going to be 60 degrees here in Avon tomorrow with a clear sky, but only 1.5 knots of breeze. Well, I don't like to go sailing in only 1.5 knots of breeze. So I prefer to flip through and see when is the wind going to pick up. And it says Wednesday is still going to be light. It's picking up a little bit, turning to the east. Now that's perfect sailing weather. It's a little bit overcast, but 55 degrees, that's kind of a good thing to be overcast. And there's almost 12 knots of breeze, which is great, because in Hatteras on an east-northeast, 12 knots could turn into 15 knots pretty easy. So this is the advantage of having the weather show up on your booking screen, because your customers are going to understand this stuff. And if they don't out of the box, you're going to teach them. So I don't know if you can see WooCommerce. In WooCommerce, this is the short description. It shows up here and also here. And then as they scroll down the page, they get this long description that gives them more information. Like we say, hey, go ahead and get excited about your charter. Contact Captain J. Read our charter frequently asked questions. They answer all the questions they always ask 100 times, like do our kids have to bring their own life jackets and that kind of stuff. Can I bring beer? Weather. So we go ahead and outline to our customers, like this is the weather that you want depending on what you prefer to have. So if you want 5 to 10 knots, that's a nice, relaxing, serene sail. 15 to 25 is like, whoa, on this stiletto, especially on the 27. So, okay. So if you flip through, they can kind of read the information on the weather and then come back up here and choose what they want. So if they're ready to book and they're like, okay, this is the day I want to do it. Right now they're on Thursday. So let's see, today is Monday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is the third day. So let's see what happens. Now that's going to go ahead and take them to the cart. And you can see that it's charging them for the whole $4.95. Let's go back and try to book for Friday and see what happens. Okay, well, it's 10 knots east-northeast. That'll be a nice sail. It's a little cooler, but let me wrap up and have sleeping bags. Okay, so now on Friday, instead of putting 495 in the cart, it put 90. And it tells the customer that this is a reservation only and 405 is due between 11:26 and boarding to confirm the charter. And so basically what you can see happening is our system in the light version, in the pro version you can control this, but in the light version it's set to a default 3 days. And it's a 2 payment system. So to reserve the charter, they pay the reservation fee, and to confirm the charter, they pay the full balance, the final balance. And I want to show you that in the back side, so you can see how that comes together. Okay, so this is the sort of product section of WooCommerce on a product page that gives the details. And so we've chosen for a charter booking, and we set the regular price at $495, the reservation fee at $90, and the final balance at $405. And that's by intent. For us, that's 15%. We ask for 15% upfront, and we don't refund that, even on a weather cancellation. And we ask for 85% on the full balance, and we do refund that for weather cancellation. If they book their charter in advance, the 2 payments kick in prior to 3 days. If they book their charter within 3 days, they just have to pay the whole thing. So that's what I was illustrating before on the front end of the site. So I'm not going to make any changes to this. I'm just going to go ahead back to the front, and let's book the full charter for Thursday, because I like the weather that day better. So we're going to go into Thursday, click on it in the calendar, and hit book now. And it's going to take us straight to the cart. Now, you might see a lot of reservation systems that ask them 45,000 questions before they pay you. That is not good. I can tell you from experience, like, get their money first, ask them questions later. So if you want to set up a system where you automatically send them a preference sheet, or how many people are on board, how many are kids, how many are adults, all of that stuff, you can ask them later after they've paid you. But before they've paid you, don't make it complicated. This is like, it doesn't get any more simple than this. And that's what you want to maximize your reservations. So then they're just gonna, this is standard out of the box WooCommerce. The only thing that our plugin is doing is keeping track of the calendar and the availability. So you can see I've already got myself saved in there. I'm using a test mode, so I don't have to pay myself $495 to make this video. So I'm going to go ahead and hit place order. And then, I'm sorry y'all, this is not normally this slow. It's just, for some reason, my internet or my computer or something's whack today. It's taking forever. It's normally like lightning fast, so I think it has something to do with our internet. Here on Hatteras, it's up and down a bit, to be honest with you. Some days it's really fast, and other days it's really slow, like today. Holy cow. It's not broken, it's just slow. I probably need to reset my modem. Alright, so then they come to this page that says your order's received, and you know, it was for $495 by credit card, and it shows them all the details of their order. So it's a morning half day, 4 hours. Their reservation number is 2, and the start time is 8 a.m. Okay, so now I want to go in to the back side of the website and show you how the administration menu looks, so you can kind of get used to where you go to. Okay, so bookings, so there's orders. So let's look at orders. And you'll see 2 orders that are in completed status. And that's because I did this reservation, which is for only a reservation fee for December 1st for the same morning half day. And I did this one just now together with you. That is for 11/28 for $495. And now you're like, well, where's the bookings? That's a good question. We have this new menu in WooCommerce here, bookings. So let's click into that and see what that's like. Okay, so remember, on a normal scenario, your customers are going to book in advance, and there are going to be 2 orders associated with each booking. So they're going to have charters like this one on December 1st where the status shows reserved in yellow versus confirmed in green. And that's just to give you a heads up. Hey, this dude owes you money, and it even tells you right here how much money he owes you and when it's due. That's good, because even though our system's going to email you stuff back and forth to remind you, you want to make sure you're keeping track of who's paid for their charter and who hasn't, and you can always pick up the phone. Speaking of that, if you click this button, it's going to actually try to call them on FaceTime, depending on your browser settings. And if you click this button, it's going to open up an email right to that person. So that's good because, you want it to be convenient to communicate with your client, your guests, especially right within that window where they're supposed to be paying for the final balance. And then you can actually, click here to do several things, which I'm not going to go through right now, but this shows you some more details, and then, offers you the ability to cancel the charter. So the way that what that screen said was that you can cancel it by going into both of the orders and deleting or canceling those orders. If you try to cancel the booking without canceling the order, it creates a whole big old money mess up that you don't want to do. So issuing refunds happens at the order stage, not at the booking stage. And that's what it's saying. It's just linking back here to say, hey, if you need to issue a refund, you do it here with this button. Okay, so that is kind of it. I mean, it's pretty simple and elegant. Oh gosh, I'm complimenting myself. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Humbly speaking, it is kind of like everything you need and nothing you don't, which makes it really simple to administrate and manage. I've done this with a lot of different plugins, and this is just really exactly what we needed, and it fits our business exactly, and it's easy, and that's what we want. So, okay, I'm going to see if the email is fired, which account they were supposed to come to. You have to be pretty careful that your emails don't get caught in spam, and this isn't to do with me or my plugin. It's kind of just to do with, let's see, WordPress and the way to deliver let's see, I thought there was a move to inbox, but oh yeah, not spam. That'll move it into my inbox. What I was going to tell you is that I highly recommend Mailgun, and there's a plugin now that just takes everything in the WP Mail function and puts it through your Mailgun account. If you're running e-commerce, you really need to think about that, because having these important transactional emails getting caught in people's spam folder is a problem, and they will. If you don't have an email reputation for your website, they will get caught in spam, and that is a business problem. So I have not installed any of that stuff on this new website my husband's building, but I will. I won't run my business without Mailgun. So there's the biggest endorsement anybody ever had, but it just you need it, trust me. Okay, your Phillips Boatworks order is now complete. So it's telling the customer the order has been received. Thank you for your order. Here's the details again. And then they get the second email that says, hey, your order is complete. Everything went through, no problem. Okay, on the administration side, you're going to get a couple of emails as well. You're going to get this email that says, hey, your customer booked a new charter. And that's great because, you need it to be in your mind first and foremost. And then the second email you're getting is this out of stock email. And you just need to go into your WooCommerce settings and probably turn that off, because it happens for every charter that's private, because there's one available and you book it and then it comes. So okay, so those two emails go out. And there's another email that will go out, which is basically reminding your customer that their balance is due. And I have to trick the system to make that go out. I'm trying to figure out if I have any, let me see if any in my, Nope. All right, I can't find one. I'll have to pull show you that in another video because I can't trick it into doing it right now. It doesn't start going out until 3 days prior. So, all right, I think that's pretty much it for this video. The next video we're gonna go through adding a product. So I'm gonna stop this recording.